But we're going to start with our Newsmaker interview segment and focus on a newly released plan to revitalize the Rock Island Bridge. The bridge from the West Bottoms area to Kansas City, Kansas will, if and when the plan comes to fruition, become a food hall, entertainment center, meetings venue, and maybe much more. Joining me to talk about the project are Kansas City, Kansas Mayor and CEO David Alvey and Michael Zeller, a partner with Flying Truss LLC. Mr. Mayor, Michael Zeller, welcome to both of you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Michael, let me start with you. How did this come to your mind? Did it just occur one day that this would be a great idea, or did you see something like this in another part of the country?
No, I'd never seen anything like this. I was on a boat with some friends going up and down the Missouri, and we decided to swing up the Kaw to have a look. And I had my sons along and my wife, family, and as we went under a lot of unfamiliar bridges to me, this rusty icon emerged in the distance, and we all fell silent as we came closer and closer to it. And what we realized we were looking at was a modern Kansas City ruin. And I said, man, somebody ought to do something fun with that, put a restaurant out there and call it Chicken on a Bridge. Of course, that was just a joke, but it kind of stuck.
And it's your company that is hoping to do this.
Yes.
What else has your company done?
This is our first project.
First project. Mr. Mayor, what's the Kansas City, Kansas role?
Well, I think our role is, first of all, to help fund the improvements over the bridge that will allow us to connect the trails on the west side of the Kansas River to the east side. And then if you get to the east side, then you can get to the trails along the Missouri River. But I think our role also is just to support this and to highlight this and to bring attention and to help create energy for this moving forward.
How are you going to do this? With star bonds?
Well, you know, that might be phase two, the early two phases. The first phase is to activate the bridge, to get people down there, crossing it, using it as a trail, and that's going to happen fairly soon. We will issue some, if the commission approves, bonds to pay for improvements across the bridge to connect the trails. But later on, as further development starts to show itself, then if there's sufficient capacity to support star bonds, we could go star bonds, but it could be other.
I guess I should mention star bonds are bonds issued by the state that allow tax revenue, sales tax revenues from the project we use to pay back the bonds.
Correct, yes.
How much is it going to cost?
Phase one, to put the public trail across it, to bring water and sewage to the site for walkers and bikers and people just coming down to be on the bridge, is a little over $2 million.
How do you protect people from the weather?
Well, this is a seasonal venue. It's 9 months a year, phase one.
Only when it's nice, huh?
Yeah.
During the nice times of year. Any safety concerns about this project? It's an old bridge.
Yeah. Well, the bridge is a battleship. It's been inspected twice by engineers. It's built to carry locomotives. It's never been salted like a car bridge would be. We will exceed all the safety standards for railings. You know, we can't, of course, you can't stop somebody if they want to hurt themselves, but that's true of any rooftop venue or a apartment balcony.
Of course, it's hard to describe what you're going to have. Is there a place people can go on their internet and take a look at the plans?
Yeah, we have some early renderings and a lot of photographs at rockislandbridgeproject.org.
All right. Mr. Mayor, what do you see this doing for Kansas City, Kansas, and Wyandotte County when it comes to fruition?
So I think what I love about the bridge is it's its own metaphor. It's a bridge between two cities. It's a bridge between two states. You know, one of the topics for your show today is ending the border war. And this is a great, you know, handshake across two states, across two cities. And so it's going to take a lot of cooperation. But I think the other thing, it will bring economic development along the west side of the bridge down Kansas Avenue. We have a lot of really good places to eat along Kansas Avenue if people would just go out and find them. But it's also going to connect to development on the east side. And just west of the Hy-Vee Arena, there should be quite a bit of development. So it's going to be a lot of attention, and it's going to really change people's experience, I think, of the industrial part of
Seen
KCK.
as a positive for both Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas. It's owned by Kansas City, Missouri, although it's not physically in Missouri, as I understand it.
Right.
And Kansas City, Missouri has agreed to rent the bridge for a period of time.
Yes, I think they have at least for
Yeah.
25 years with renewal option after 25 years.
Yeah, this bridge is right on the border. It's less than a minute walk from the Hy-Vee Arena.
Okay. In the West Bottoms area of
Yes.
what we
Yes.
tend to think of as
Kemper
Kansas City,
Arena.
Missouri,
Yeah.
but I guess
A lot of
part of it
Kansas
is,
in the West Bottoms.
So when do you expect to start inviting patrons to come to the bridge?
Well, if things go as planned, that could be as soon as next summer.
All right, great. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in. Pleasure to see both of you, and good luck with the project.
Yeah,
Hope
we'll
it-
see you out
Thank
over
you.
the river.
I'll be glad to be there. That's Kansas City, Kansas Mayor David Alvey and Michael Zeller with Flying Truss LLC. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.